Feel the legs pushing up on the set. I'm feeling it. Feel the high that you get from the line. If you feel it, raise your hell in the sky.
I think I did this video about 4 or 5 times, but I'm going to do it one more time. And this will be good. So let's talk about Zack Snyder comments on the Joe Rogan podcast. He went on the Joe Rogan podcast, I think, last week? And he said some stuff. He talked about his fan base and talked about how the fans are calling him toxic, which is not. And he went into details and talked about how it is. His fans are not toxic, they're passionate, which I'm glad he did do that, because I am tired of people calling his fans toxic. They're not. They're very passionate people. And he also talked about Justice League, how that got made, but he talked about the Batman v Superman, my favorite film. I hate this film. If I had to make a top 10 list, it probably would be on there. You know, maybe one day I'll do it. I don't know when, but we'll talk about it later. So anywho, Zack Snyder says DC is making Batman irrelevant if he can't kill. So I don't agree with the statement. But I will agree with having Batman kill is not a bad thing. But let me go off with the agree first, and then we'll go into the disagreement with the statement. I agree Batman can evolve and you can have him kill. It's just on a story level aspect, you have to tell a good story for him to kill. Like for the Flashpoint, it makes sense. It's older than Batman, cool. But if you coming in telling me, oh, well, this Batman's older, so he just doesn't care, so he's killing people because he sees the world not changing, that's fine and dandy. But you got to make sure you have your yin to yang. If he kills, then Superman cannot. The problem with Batman v Superman, and I think this is the biggest problem that a lot of people were having, is that when Superman started, he snapped Zod's neck. Now, we all know Zack Snyder was going to do a sequel to Man of Steel and was going to focus on Batman. Well, it's not Batman, but Superman dealing with him killing people and snapping people's necks and all that stuff. You know, he was dealing with the aftermath of that, the after effect. And that's what he was trying to do with it. And you can tell that's where they were going with Man of Steel. But again, Warner Brothers saw that Marvel money, and rest behold, they got that Marvel money, and that was it. The sky was the limit. They went downhill. Let's say that. They wanted that Marvel money, so they didn't want a trilogy Superman. They wanted Superman, Batman v Superman, then Justice League. If they would have done the right thing, gave us Zack Snyder's Man of Steel 2, then Wonder Woman, then a Batman v Superman properly, I think it would have been perfect with no death of Superman, honestly. And what I mean by that is Man of Steel showed us 2 would have showed us Superman saving people and dealing with the effects of killing Zod. And we have Jesse Eisenberg as Lex Luthor, if you want to use that. I would never use him anyway. But they would have... It would have showed how Superman would have dealt with the effects of killing Zod, and I think that would have been better because now you got Superman actually saving people. Then you on the other side you have Gotham, Batman hurting people, killing, and he's going to deal with that. That's when we get Batman v Superman, Wonder Woman, then Batman v Superman instead of Justice League. I think that would have been better. And would have been a better film? Probably. I don't know. It's just, I feel that that's what a lot of people had issue with. You had Superman just kill somebody, then here comes Batman doing the same damn thing. It makes the world kind of gloomy and dark. Like, God damn, ain't no heroes out here. Then we move on to his statement. You could tell a better story with Batman not killing than with killing. And I disagree with his statement, saying making him irrelevant. I think Zack Snyder has a mindset. He hasn't seen every form of media of Batman, and that's his problem. If he saw Batman the animated series, he could see, now I see why people care about that. He don't know about it, because if he did know about it, he wouldn't say those statements. I think he's he needs to open his mind to a broader world and understand why people think that way, or not people think that way, but why people feel that way. Because he even said in there, he said people worship their gods and stuff and not killing. I said, no, it's actually, there's medias of that. We have Batman the Animated Series, the Bible of Batman. If anything, if you look at any form of media from Batman, that is the Bible. If you want to copy any form of fashion Batman, that version is the Bible. I would say Batman the Animated Series is the Bible to how to read about Batman, to understand Batman, to understand the myth, the lore of Batman is Batman the Animated Series. That is it. And I feel that he hasn't seen nothing like that, or he understands something like that. And I think that's kind of a problem there. Because he even said in an interview that Frank Miller, when he read Frank Miller, that was it, he couldn't go back. And that was his problem. He just read Frank Miller stuff and he couldn't go back. And when it comes to Frank Miller, I like Frank Miller. But when it comes to Batman and Superman, his characters' interpretation are good Elseworld stories, not good main timeline stories. And that's the biggest problem. A lot of people were looking at his timeline and that was bad. And again, the problem with, it's a lot of issues. And I blame this on Warner Brothers because they had no clear-cut vision. And I feel they're doing the same thing with James Gunn, having him do everything, and that's going to be a problem. But I will wait. I will see. We'll see what happens. That can all change, okay? And eventually it can be good. I don't know. We'll see. But that's kind of where my stance on it. I disagree with his statement. I do agree Batman can kill. It's just the way you tell the story of it and the way it executed. That's what makes it better. A lot of people be saying, "Oh, you're a Snyder fan." No, I don't like Batman v Superman, and I think Rebel Moon was average at best. Hopefully, Part 2 can kind of clean that up. So, but yeah, as always, guys, like, subscribe, peace, have a just day. Oh yeah, also. He says also in the interview, because this is the last time I'm probably going to talk about it. If I talk about it, I don't think I'm going to talk about it unless it comes up. He did say Rebel Moon that Netflix wanted a part. They wanted an uncut and they wanted an uncut version and a edited version, and so they can pretty much capitalize on that. To similar to how the Snyder Cut was, which I think really hurt the film. They should have just released the whole thing in its entirety, because now I think it won't be released to June or something. He said both of them, so we're getting another. So Part 2's coming out that's going to be uncut. What the fuck? So it's when I heard that, I just shook my head. I said, these idiots just release the uncut version. Why are you doing that? If you have more stuff to add, cool, add it, but don't do that. Don't do that, because now you're just pissing fans off. It's whatever. So when I heard that, I just shook my head. I said, this is whatever's Netflix. But as always, guys, like, subscribe. Peace, have a just day. I'm out.